A bold new chapter in global trade, the U.S. Vietnam trade agreement and its implications. September 2025 has ushered in significant attention on global trade, particularly directed at Vietnam. This shift originates from a pivotal new trade deal announced by U.S. President Donald Trump just days before Washington's planned tariffs on Vietnamese goods are set to escalate dramatically. Breaking down the agreement, what does this mean for tariffs? In this agreement, the U.S. has decided to implement a 20% tariff on goods imported from Vietnam. This rate is significantly lower than the previously high rate of 46% that President Trump had earlier imposed back in April. Additionally, Vietnamese products entering the U.S. will be free from any tariffs imposed by the U.S. However, a significant aspect of this trade deal is Vietnam's acceptance of a 40% tariff on imported products that have been rerouted through Vietnam. This practice, known as transshipping, is often used by countries like China to bypass the imposed trade restrictions. Why is this deal important? Key takeaways. One of the most crucial insights from this trade deal is that tariffs are likely to continue increasing, not decreasing. Sebastian Radler, an expert in European equity strategy, highlighted that this signals a continued trend of higher tariffs moving forward. On the flip side, countries might find it somewhat easier to negotiate for better tariff rates, taking into account Vietnam's challenging bargaining position. The broader picture, what might this mean for emerging markets? The implications for other emerging markets, such as Thailand and Malaysia, could be significant. Analysts from Citi have indicated that these countries might now face higher tariff challenges, especially concerning the stricter requirements on transshipped goods. Considering Vietnam's example, it is possible that any new agreements will entail similar stringent duties, potentially influencing production choices across these economies. Looking forward, who's next on the negotiation list? The U.S. appears poised to initiate more trade agreements, likely modeled on this somewhat rough framework seen in the Vietnam deal. India might be a critical player in these upcoming discussions, notably within the agriculture sector, which faces internal and external trade challenges. Europe's position, a different scenario. Though this trade agreement illustrates the U.S.'s ongoing trade engagement in Asia, it does not guarantee similar prospects for the European Union. Europe's intricate and sometimes contentious trade relations with the U.S. may not make for smooth sailing, with the likelihood of certain tariffs being imposed on European goods. A 10% tariff might be a compromise, though this would likely come with select advantages from the U.S. complex trade relationship. Your thoughts? What do you think about the rising tariffs and their impact on global trade? Are these agreements a winning strategy for emerging markets, or do they signal uncertainty ahead? Share your insights with us in the comments.